Hello there and welcome to this video. This is the realization of this idea I had to make a Harry Potter themed Foxy Fix notebook because I wanted to make it practical but also geeky, just like me. So it had to house my Hobonichi, house a notebook, perhaps house my nook, and maybe even a sketchbook. And these are the supplies I was running with. My number 3 Rowena Foxy Fix, some dashboards, a Gryffindor bow clip, an owl bookmark, both from Etsy, some notebooks, some printouts I got from Pinterest, and that's about it. So here is my Foxy Fix. I got it on Black Friday, so it was ridiculously inexpensive, but also they didn't have any of the custom or like the couture ones that they call it, so I was forced I couldn't have afforded the couture one anyways, but I had to choose the ready to ship versions, but I did spring to get my name embossed, or my initials, and I haven't really found a use for it just yet. So it's been sitting there since December, taking up space. I have some notebooks that I got from Foxy Fix, but A6 is a really weird size, at least in the US. So I've been having some difficulties finding notebooks. These are the Foxy Fix ones. They're $16 for 3, they're dot grid, and that's 48 pages for about $5.38, so it comes out to roughly 11 cents per page. These I got from Amazon. They're Muji A6 lined notebooks. It comes in a pack of 5 from this particular seller, so it's approximately $2.10 for 30 pages, so one notebook, which roughly translates to 7 cents per page, and that's a little bit more reasonable for me because the intent is I really want to try practicing my creative writing, and that is just writing anything, which means writing a lot of just crap, like bad writing. You have to get the bad out to find the good. It's a practice, so I'm going to be going through a lot of notebooks, and it's a little inconvenient to get them from Foxy Fix too, because it's a very popular site, which is good on them, but you never know if they're going to be in stock. You have to pay for shipping if you don't exceed a certain price point, which if you're buying notebooks, you're not going to exceed that price point. So I think the Muji ones are a great option and easily found. And the paper kind of reminds me of the campus paper that I am so fond of. So I'm happy with this decision so far, and it is stitched, whereas the Foxy Fix notebooks are stapled. So generally if things are stitch bound, then they kind of lie flat. And these I just bought because they're pretty, and also widely available if you order stuff from JetPens anyways. So it was $3.50 for a notebook. They come in like a red colorway and like a green colorway, so this has like a reddish tone to it, and it has graph paper or lined paper. They roughly come out to about the same price as the Foxy Fix notebooks, but I think this is a good option too if you're someone like me who buys a lot of crap from JetPens, because chances are you're much closer to spending $25 for free shipping at JetPens than you are spending mystery price point from the Foxy Fix website. So those are the notebooks that I was kind of playing around with, and this is my Hobonichi. Let me know if you want to flip through. I mean, a lot of it's super personal, but I've been doing some cute stuff lately, I guess. Anyways, so this is the cover that I was super in love with, and I'm still in love with, but it is very ice blue pearlescent wintry themed, so I felt like I needed to change, and to get my Foxy Fix into actual functionality mode, I felt would be the best, I guess, house for this notebook. I just keep it as a journal. To me, I don't know. I haven't really tried planning with it, but I think it is too... I think the pages are too large. I don't plan as a day. I plan by week, so it doesn't really fit my needs. I think. Who knows? Things might change. But I really wanted to put this in a new cover, so I figured I could use the Foxy fix and actually find a use for it, because I've been holding on to that Foxy fix since December without a use, and it's made me sad. So these are the paper paraphernalia I'm working with. This is a super cute bookmark from Martha Plans on Etsy. I'll link her shop down below. But one of the reasons it took me so long to kind of get this thing together, aside from, you know, school and that fun stuff, is I was trying to decide how I was going to bookmark those pages in the Hobonichi, because the Hobonichi covers actually come with those page markers built in, and I wanted something slightly Harry Potter themed, so I figured I should get an owl, right? Now, this is not Hedwig. I'm going to say it's Ron's owl. The little one, if you know what I'm talking about. Then 10 points to your house of choice. So, not only did I want to put this paper junk in there, I also wanted to put my nook in here because, I don't know, I thought it was a similar size, so it could work. Plus, I really like my nook. I know that's so sacrilegious to say as a bookish person, but I really prefer the digital format because I can carry so much more. However, I did not get the frilly sort of Foxy fix because this was Black Friday, and they didn't have any of the couture stuff, not that I could have afforded that at the time. So it has no pockets, it has no stitching. The only thing I was really able to, I don't know, personalize was the color leather I got, which was Rowena, which is funny because, you know, Rowena Ravenclaw, but it's a reddish type, and then the strap, which is yellow. So I needed an option to house that nook, and even though it was an optional requirement of mine that it house my nook, it was the first thing I went for in this project, was trying to find a solution to house that. So this is a Foxy Fix dashboard, which I am attempting to kind of finagle around this used sheet protector, obviously, from one of my 5-star notebooks, because I was thinking I could make it like a drop pocket for that nook, but I'm just going to speed through this because it did not work, and I'll talk about that really soon. So let's speed this up. So the main reason why I chose this 5-star sheet protector is because it's a little heftier than a typical sheet protector, plus I had it and wasn't really using it, so all great reasons. But the eReader's a little different from, say, trying to house like an iPad mini or something like that, because you would want that extra padding protection, which I don't think would be feasible with this like very ad hoc sort of rig I'm attempting to construct out of plastic sheet protectors. But it can, I think, be abused just a little. Not that I'm condoning that, but let's just say I'm not worried about it so much. But it does have a little bit of weight to it, which is why I wanted this heftier sheet protector, so that it wouldn't be tempted to drop out of the bottom or anything like that. And even though this is sped up, I think you can see that I just keep adjusting and readjusting and adjusting some more, because I don't make measurements whenever I try a project. I mean, usually it's like one and done, and I'm not going to be attempting this for anyone else, so it's just for my own why can't I say satisfaction? I kept trying to pronounce it as satisfaction because it sounds fancier, let's say. But just using a lot to feel rather than to a measurement. It's to how it feels. And you know, that doesn't always produce the best results. And in this case, I think it was just I was gonna fail with this material regardless. The only other way I think this could work is if perhaps I had a fuse tool or was brave enough to use my searing hot glue gun as something other than a glue gun, because I think I needed a seam going down the middle to kind of keep the nook on its side and also leave the other side to function as a pocket. So now I'm just getting kind of weird because I attempted this like the first day of my spring break, or no, I guess it's technically the first day of my spring break, but it was like an hour after I got home from my last final on a Friday night. And I was kind of rushed, only because I had all the parts in play, and when you have everything just there available to you, I don't know, sometimes you just want to get it done. And that's what I was trying to do. So this was definitely later in the night where things just started to get hacked off and frustration started to set in. So that washi is probably just born out of frustration. Sad washi. So it looks okay now, but I had this weird bubble effect on the left side of that pocket, which I was not happy with. Also not happy finding out that the A6 Foxy Fix dashboards do not fit the decidedly A6 Hobonichi, but you know, you either take measurements like a sane person or you don't, and you get disappointed like a person such as myself. And here I took a prolonged thinking break, but when it's late at night and you've been running solely on caffeine, then perhaps it's time to actually, you know, go to sleep and look at it with fresh eyes. But did I do that? Nah, I did not. Instead, I continued to hack and slash my way, hoping that would achieve some sort of victory. It did not. As you can see, like, what was this decision even? What was I thinking this was gonna do? Yeah. Well, it got rid of the bubble, there's that. So, woo. A slight win. Oh yes. And then, oh. So I just put a book cover. I created a book cover for my Hobonichi using just some craft paper, just acid-free paper that I have in a pack. That's just like cardstock weight. And again, not to measurement, just to feel, which probably takes a lot longer, but I find I can't cut in a straight line, even with my darned, like mandolin cutter that I recently got. I still can't. Plus it's not, legal paper sized, which this sheet of craft paper is. And I probably could have used this as like the final book cover for the decor that I did, but as you will see here soon, I just kind of mangled it in my quest to finish this project all in one night. I wouldn't recommend it if you're feeling frustrated anyways. So here I'm kind of, you know, feeling it up again, seeing what can be done. And I think this is when I had the bright idea to perhaps stab at it. Yes, that is what my thinking break provided me with. The perspective I needed in order to stab at my homemade cover. So, because I just couldn't stand that bubbling. And even now, I'm kind of, or at that moment, I was kind of tentative. I didn't really want to do it because I felt like it was a lot of work just to get to that point. But no, out comes the X-Acto, and on with the stabbing. Slicing, whatever. Because then I thought, to alleviate the bubble, I'll just cut into it, which, you know, might sound good in theory, but cutting into it would require it to be kind of like inside the Hobonichi, like a bookmark. I don't even know where I was going with that, but obviously that cannot stand. So I decided to take another break, and this time I threw some Cheetos into the mix because, you know, I wanted my brain to function at full junk food fueled efficiency. And I was also watching the first Harry Potter film, and remember those house points? Man, you could live or die by those house points. But I came back and I realized, while a lot of things probably could have saved the thicker sheet protector, it would have required a lot of additional steps. So the easiest way in my mind would be to start fresh with a flimsy sheet protector. So this I had lying around. I'm gonna say it was from Walmart, but honestly I have no idea because it is a good 10 plus years old, to be quite honest. Because I don't know, I just don't use them. But I keep buying them. Not really, I haven't purchased any for like 5 years. But, so, it created a crease really quickly, which was fantastic. I also learned some things about using the thicker material that I think would carry over into this one. Specifically that I would probably need to close off the end for one, and the easiest way to do that would be with some washi. And two, I needed to create those like divots running down the spine to accommodate the elastics. Otherwise it would crease in weird places, and that's no fun. Also, I don't know how applicable this will be to you. I'm sure if you have a Kindle or something else that's kind of rough and tumble, or even an iPad that you're gonna baby your Foxy fix or your traveler's notebook, then maybe you will find this helpful. If not, I apologize, and I will have timestamps down below so you can just skip on through. So here I'm just realizing that I need those divots, but since the material was a lot flimsier, I felt like I needed something to kind of buttress that. I guess buttress wouldn't be the right term, because it's like hold it up. So I needed something to reinforce. There you go, reinforce the slits I was about to make. So I went not to my failure washi, but to my happy washi, which is yellow. I was thinking because of Gryffindor colors, but I don't know, it reads a lot more Hufflepuff to me. And again, this project is all sorts of Hufflepuff, if you get me. No disrespect to Hufflepuff. But, totally off base. So I created these slits, yay! I kind of realized that they needed to be wider though, so the washi changes further down the line. So let's just skip ahead to that. Okay, so at this stage, I did reinforce it with another round of washi. I didn't make it wider, but at this point I was just so happy that it was starting to function as I saw it in my mind's eye, because I saw it as being this like unobtrusive, just seamless, perfect little addition to my Foxy fix or Traveler's Notebook, TN, whatever. And at this point of the night, I needed a win, so yes, I was so happy. And I just started inserting everything in just to see how it looks and how it felt. And while I don't really like my planners super chunked up, like I know is an aesthetic that a lot of you guys like, and no fault on you, it's just not my jam. I really liked the satisfying weight of this. So I kind of feel you guys who like chunky planners. So yeah, I took a super long break at this point. Still didn't go to bed, which is probably why you see a good like inch or two slashed off from the end. And more washi, because washi covers all sins. It is true in planning, it is true in crafting. It is the duct tape of crafting. And I just wasn't thinking anything fancy with this. It was just going to be a pocket. And to this day, it stands as a pocket. But anyways, I folded, after realizing I couldn't fold over that washi because it's just too darn thin, I just layered on another piece. And I also made a new craft paper cover for my Hobonichi because it was nearly time for some decor. So we're still working on the same night. I have binder clips holding down the seams, and now I'm pulling out the printouts. If you look at Pinterest for free printables or something like that, I'm sure you'll find this. I saw some fantastic artwork on Pinterest, and I know you will too, but if an artist created it, you really need to give that artist their due, because they don't do this just to do it. They need to be recognized and they need to get paid. But so I really tried to focus on things that were free, even though I know you can find whatever out there. That's just my own personal ethos, let's say. So this came up under free. The artist person didn't say if they wanted to be they didn't want this to be attributed to them or anything like that. And I know it's a weird, wonky kind of gray area when it comes to fan art, but come on guys, you know in your heart what's right. And yeah, I just applied this with the fastest adhesive I know. If I was dedicated to spending more time on this project, or if I wasn't rushing, I probably would have used maybe a better adhesive, because this created issues with like the adhesive kind of getting out of the area I wanted it to go in, let's say. So there were some issues there, but kind of rubbing it got rid of some of the extra adhesive. And I decided to go with the Marauders map for my Hobonichi cover. I was thinking, you know, I could probably do, I don't know, stills from the movie or something like that. But to me, as this was my creative writing journal, my nook thing, I wanted to kind of honor more so the booky aspect of it. So This is really the only piece of movie paraphernalia that is in my Hobonichi, and I think it's more timeless than having Daniel Radcliffe's pretty face in my Foxy fix. Not that there's anything wrong with that, it's just, to me, I wanted it to be a little bit more, just a little different. So I'm pretty happy with that. It looks really neat around the Hobonichi, I must say. And even though I've been using this for about nearly 2 weeks now, I don't know, I'm still struck by how cute it looks. And to secure it onto the Hobonichi, I just added some washi to the inside. And that's about it. So here, I realized something was missing from the cover of that Hobonichi, and so I decided to channel my inner fledgling artist and try to create some banners. I did this purely off of, I don't know, even whatever was in my head, and then borrowed heavily from the Marauders map itself because it has those great ribbony-ish banners. But I'm sure if you look online, you could probably find templates and stuff like that to help you out if this is something you want to do. This might not even be your jam. So yeah, I was just really looking to maybe put a quote in or something like that. And I know if you've watched my previous videos, you know that I am not a motivational quote person, but I made the exception for Harry Potter. So let's just play some music and get on through this. for bearing with me on that. As you can see, I didn't really remove a lot of the pencil marks. I thought it made it look more sketchy and awesome. But this is just a dummy insert I made for the Foxy fix, just to get the right size and everything. And I decided to definitely continue with that map sort of theme, parchmenty look. Which I realize might be a little boring. When you hear Harry Potter themed, you might think like, I don't know, maybe a little more childish. To me, this seems like a good compromise, and a little more timeless. But you know, that's just me, and I do often find I have the tastes of a stodgy, like, turn of the century broad, so who knows. But I decided to attach these printouts with a better type of glue, I think, in this case. And so I used a permanent craft bond adhesive. I don't know if this is really any different from any other glue stick. It was just one that happened to exist at a Michael's I went to when I had a coupon. So that's it. And I am so skillfully just placing it wherever. But then I decided I wanted a bigger quote, and in this case it is another Dumbledore quote. But, you know, I run into issues. So this is like the little small brush pen that I'm super in love with, but it didn't really work so well on this scrapbook paper I had. Plus that, and I also ran into a lot of errors, so I got fed up and was kind of like, I don't want to use this anymore. Such a good quote though, especially considering you're going to be writing and that sort of thing. Ah, so good. So just to be on the safe side, I pulled out 2 more of those, of that same style notebook paper, and already messed one up because I'm awesome like that. I wonder if I should mention that this was also still that same night. I think we're verging on like 2 o'clock in the morning though. So this is my new favorite fountain pen too. It is, I'll insert the actual name in here, but it is a Pilot starter sort of pen. It's made for kids, I think, or at least it's kid friendly. And I got it in lavender, not in yellow, which I'm not sure why not, but that's what happened. So I'm just going over my cursive here, and then I'm going to zoom in just a little bit and show you how I'm like shading in or thickening the downstrokes, because I have heard that is how you make it look kind of like faux calligraphy, or how you make it look like calligraphy without actually being talented, is to shade the downstrokes. So that's just what I've been doing, and I think it came out really fantastic. Like, as someone who generally does not like quotes, this looks pretty awesome. And it didn't really take that much time, or at least this was a very stress relieving portion of the project, so I didn't mind spending time on it. So there it is, all cut out and pretty, and I'm just folding over more of those 8.5 by 11 sheets of printed paper. And more glue, because more glue means more awesome. I don't don't think I can ever do scrapbooking. I don't think I'm precise enough for that sort of action. And at the time, I brought together a lot of scrapbooking paper from this one, like, I think traveling sort of pack that is the Michael's store brand pack that's available still, because I thought it kind of had the same aesthetic. It looks very Quibbler-ish, but I didn't wind up using it. I went straight old school with the banners. Oh, it looks so sketchy and awesome. I'm sorry, I am like super pleased with how this turned out. And here's me still trying to add that notebook paper. Was not gonna work. And then I figured I kind of wanted this to be a little bitty reminder for myself when I go into craft whatever it is I'm gonna work on word-wise. Oh, so good with the words. So I decided to stick it on the inside. And just adding more of that awesome map. Yay. Trimming it down like you do. And honestly, at this point in the night, I probably would have been happy with that gap. In fact, I was fighting all of me that was telling me just to, you know, this looks good, this is fine, just get it done. But I decided I didn't want to just get it done. I wanted to make it look pretty, so I stuck in that little extra bit and used my fast adhesive, which I also put on these quotes and stuff. And there. Fantastic. So now for the arduous task of actually inserting this into the dashboard, which is difficult. And, oh no, a little squiggly flare from my banner was lost, but I quickly put some adhesive on there to keep it in line and went a little bit more gently this time around. But still, it was a lot of finagling needed to be done to get this in. So for those ladies out there, or guys, who constantly switch up their dashboards with like the seasons or the month, whew, kudos to you, man. Because as the post-it says, these are never coming out. It was just too difficult. And now I am covering up my happiness washi with some more stately looking goldish bronze washi because I figured it matched the theme just a little bit better. The theme being stodgy maps. Stodgy Harry Potter maps. And I'm just super reinforcing all the edges because I didn't want the wear from the elastics to kind of, I don't know, break it up or make it crease in a weird way. Okay, so I am overall just extremely thrilled with the way this turned out, especially considering I only gave myself 24 hours and that I didn't have a nook case before this, nor did I have a rig to really carry any of this stuff beforehand. I took something that was basically just creating dust and turned it into something useful, and that feels so awesome. And then I decorated it in a cute Harry Potter inspired way, especially with that fantastic bow by Pigtails and Pockets. It is a very intricate Gryffindor bow because, yes, I am definitely Gryffindor. took the test and everything, so you know, definitive. Um, and if we look back at what I wrote in the beginning, the musts, it needed to house my Hobonichi and a notebook and my nook. I fulfilled all that. I don't have a sketchbook in there, but you know what? That's okay. This is more of a language arts sort of thing, not an arts sort of thing. And if I do want to, I don't know, indulge that side, I can always paint in my Hobonichi. I've been finding that's really nice. And as far as supplies, if you wanted to do something similar, you probably only need one dashboard, if at all. You could honestly use another sheet protector and just give that a go, or maybe just use packaging tape on a piece of paper. That would work too. And really, it's super easy. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you had fun, because I did, and hope to see you soon.